Good morning, Sandra. How are you doing today?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
Absolutely fantastic. Taking the lens back and getting the full picture of what you've experienced over the years. Are you not playing a game of Tetris? It's all shapes, and they've all got to come together and share the story.
Well, I played Tetris years ago. My kids played Tetris. It was a great game. And unfortunately for this family, this case is just like a Tetris game. It's very strange. Very strange.
It's amazing how you are still connected to this because I mean it's like you've been called to share this story, to keep investigating, to find new things. It's like we're depending on you to bring it to us.
Yes, yes. You know, this is a good case. I've thought about it for 24 years now. So I'm really happy that the ID channel and the production company got involved and shot us a call back in 2020 to tell this story again.
Have you sat down in a journal and asked yourself the questions of why? Why is it still with you? Do you break? Because I do a defrag journal where I break everything down. You're always asking the question why.
Well, you know, the why is huge, but here it is for law enforcement. When people find out that you're a former law enforcement officer, they start asking questions. Well, what was that one case, you know? I mean, I've worked several homicide cases. And I remember every single one of them. They don't just go away because you retired. They're in there. And I'm really happy that the ID channel and the production company wanted to talk about this case because it was sort of tied to Tetris. And Tetris was something that we all played with in the 80s and the 90s. Mm-hmm. And so this is what brought it back up again. I remember everything about this case 24 years ago.
Is it interesting to you that everybody thought that it was a murder-suicide, but there was something inside your heart that said, I'm not thinking that's true?
Yeah, so, you know, from the first moment we walked into the room, a couple of us were, like, suspicious. You know, some of the evidence just wasn't right, you know, and it was closed as a double homicide suicide. But I got to be honest with you, even to this day, I do not think this man killed himself. And so if I don't think that he killed himself, that means I don't think he killed his family either. You know, there's a lot of conspiracy theories that were going around back then, and some of that has been solidified in this 3-part docuseries.
I was going to ask you about those conspiracy theories because, I mean, so many times they stick to us and we have to sit there and wonder, okay, what side is right, and do I walk the white picket fence?
Mm-hmm. So, you know, the family, they were from Russia, and they were Jewish, and they settled in a part of Palo Alto that's sort of like a Jewish community. And after this crime occurred, some of the conspiracy theories that came up at the time, some of the folks that were also from Russia that lived in that neighborhood said that this man could not have killed himself and that this was a Russian mob hit and there was some monies involved. And we were like, why do you think a Russian mob? And somebody said something about the old Soviet Union flag. And the old flag, if you recall, had a hammer and a sickle, right? Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Yeah, and so somebody said, here's the clue. From the mob, they used to they would use a hammer and a knife, and which would be the sickle portion of that Russian flag. And that's what happened. This family, child and mother, were killed with a hammer, and then this man allegedly cut his own throat with a knife. And so we were like, oh, okay, that's interesting. You know, that was interesting. But something happened more recently that I discovered that I didn't even know about 24 years ago that really made me believe that they were right.
When something like this is laid out in front of you, I mean, I can't, it has to steal the air from your lungs because, I mean, it's right there. And it's like, okay, why wasn't it there before?
Well, a lot of it, let me just explain that. So we talked about the Russian flag, and then the FBI came in the next day to work our case. And that was number 2 strange thing for me. Why is the FBI getting involved in this case, this domestic violence case of a man who killed his wife and son and himself? Mm-hmm. So, you know, that was odd, and a couple of weeks later, the case is closed. So I'll be honest with you, when we started re-looking at this case, there was some information I didn't know back then that I discovered now. And one of those was that the day after the homicide, suicide, the FBI already had a subpoena for the records of Mr. Pokhilko, right? And I don't think I mentioned it. Vladimir Pokhilko was one of the developers of the Tetris game. Yep. He wasn't he wasn't the owner, but he was a developer. And so how does the FBI have a search warrant the day after we discover the bodies? And so when we were sitting down and going over all this, I saw a subpoena in our report from 24 years ago that said the San Francisco unit of the FBI. And what blew me out of the water was Russian racketeering. That was the division that had the search warrant for the Pokhilko crime. That made me believe 24 years later that we were on the right, we were right about this. There's something more to this case. And I don't think he killed himself. Yeah. I don't think he killed his family. And today I'm more so on that. I really don't believe he did this. And so that's all I'm going to give to you. I'm not giving you any more secrets or spoilers.
That's right, because it's a 3-part series is what it is. And inside this 3-part series, you unveil the theories as well as the evidence.
Yes. It's very interesting. I can't wait. This is going to be on December 5th on Monday. It's going to be playing on the ID channel, streaming on Discovery Plus. It's going to be on 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time and 8 o'clock Central. And I can't wait till you guys watch this because I was shocked. You're going to see my face in this docuseries go, what?
Yeah.
I didn't know that 24 years ago.
Well, you know what's going to happen, Sandra, that we are going to watch this. And the thing is that people are going to come forward. Are you prepared for that?
Well, this is still a closed case. It's not the outcome, unfortunately. That's all I'm going to say about that is not going to change. People are already, coming forward, and I already, sat down with my police department and let them know that it was coming. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. But it is highly interesting, very, very good case to watch, and perfect for the ID channel.
When you put a story like this together in a 3-part docuseries, and I'm sure it could have been a 5 or a 6-part docuseries because of the information that you've gathered over the past 24 years. But when you take the steps to do this, when it's finally unveiled, what's next for Sandra Brown? Because this is not going to go away so easily.
No, it's not going to go away. I don't know because you know what? I didn't know this was going to happen, and that's what's good about life. You have no idea what's in store for you. I don't have any idea what's in store. But here's my former name. I have no idea what's in store for downtown Sandra Brown. Okay, it's amazing. That's what people call me. They've been calling me that for 30, 40 years. Downtown Sandra Brown. Who knows? I am so proud to be able to work with the ID channel on this. My colleagues. We're excited for this to come out. I'm having a watch party at my house on Monday night, so we'll see. It was surprising for me. My husband put it on the ID channel, and there was my face up on the TV last night, and I was like, "Wow, this is huge. It really is huge." So I'm excited for it to come out.
You have stepped into the new age of journalism. I understand that you've done the investigating and stuff like that, but in all honesty, as a journalist, I look at you as being that journalist as well.
Oh, well, funny that you say that because I used to be the department spokesperson. I actually went to San Jose State and I was taking journalism classes back in the 70s. My mom wanted me to be an anchor woman, but policing called me. So, so everything, it's all going to be good. Everything happens for a reason, and it all wraps around. And this case is one of those, those situations that maybe we can bring some peace to those families in Palo Alto that were impacted by this crime.
Well, how about peace in your own heart, Sandra?
Yeah, you know what? There's a whole lot of stories that are inside this downtown that I'm thinking about, and we'll see. We will see what happens from this day forward. But please, you and your audience, come down this path. Please watch this on Monday evening on the Discovery Channel. I think you are going to, after you watch this, you're going to watch it again and watch it again because it's very interesting. I
have a feeling that you're going to be sharing a lot of those other stories with us and that you're going to be with us for many, many years unveiling these experiences.
We shall see. I have no idea. I don't know what tomorrow's going to bring, but I didn't expect this. And so here we are. Life is strange.
We love you very much, and we can't thank you enough for continuing this story. It's through you that we're all going to learn.
Thank you. I appreciate you being interested in it. Thank you very much.
Well, you be brilliant today, okay?
Thank you. You too. Take care.